That's right. That is right, guys. We are back. We are back. It is another Wednesday. It is time for Legends Center. I'm your host, Patrick, A.K.A. PDubs. Joining me, as always, to my right here is Stephen Haywood, A.K.A. the Tech Buzz. And we greatly, greatly appreciate your support. Stephen, how are you doing today, my friend? I haven't seen you or talked to you at least in a couple of weeks because we've had conflicting schedules.
It's been busy, yeah, but it's good. It's good. It's back. It's good to be back in the saddle.
Yeah, it's good to be back in the saddle, guys, and it's good to see that the firmwares are back in the saddle as well, Steven, which we'll dive into that here in a minute, guys. But do us a favor though, make sure you subscribe to P Dubs and make sure you subscribe to the Tech Buzz. We definitely would appreciate your support. We have truly enjoyed working on this first season of Legends Center together, which it is coming quickly to an end, Steven. We only have after today, what, three
Three,
episodes
three
left?
episodes.
To
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, we agreed to do 13 episodes, so this is episode 10, guys. We got 3 episodes left. Definitely show your support if you enjoy the show. Give us a thumbs up on your way out or right now. Definitely leave us comments and positive feedback if this is something you would like us to continue to do, if you would like to see a season 2, 3, etc. But I think what we should do now at this point is just kind of dive in, Stephen, to the world of AtGames. So, um, I think that what we had here was
Oh, we
we had a
we
firmware.
we get to level it up. Do we get to level it up?
Yeah, guys, we finally leveled up the legends.
I love that. That never gets old.
I love it. I love it. I love it because you know what other arcade machine levels up as of right now in today's market? No other arcade
Well,
machine levels up, Steven.
and here's the thing. This week especially. Yesterday they dropped 5-1. Today they
Yep.
dropped 5-2 later on. I mean,
Hmm.
I know a lot of people last week were a little upset because 5-0 was a little bit delayed, but you know what? I am super
Hmm.
excited that AtGames delayed that P-Dubs because that just shows me how much they care about their users and care about the people that are using their products, that they didn't want to send out something half-baked. And you remember in the beginning, we used to get a little irritated because they'd pump out the updates even when certain things didn't work right. So it was great to see that.
Yeah. At Games. I mean, guys, I've been covering At Games for almost a year now on my channel, and the weekly updates can be exhausting. And if it's exhausting for us on the user end, imagine what it is for the folks over at Games and their engineering team, their
Mhm.
developers.
Yep.
I mean, they don't outsource this stuff. They're working on this stuff themselves, and I would rather they take their time and give us something done correctly the first time than to release it and it's got known issues or things like that. So, and that's not us being shills. That's just honest feedback. But
Yeah.
like, I'm honest. I don't know about you, Steven, but I'm not in a rush to get free stuff. Are you in a rush?
No, not at all. In fact, speaking of free stuff, I know there was a lot of people that were, disappointed. Apparently, they were not getting their Taito games fast enough. But did you have a problem? I didn't have a problem getting the Taito games.
Well, on my end, Stephen, and I apologize, I'm just trying to pull up the notes here for when we get to that segment. On my end, guys, I did update the firmware on the version 1 cabinet, the version 1.1 cabinet, as well as the Legends Gamer. And on all three devices, it did go through correctly the first time. Now, what I did do with it is I just selected update. I didn't select clean update, although a clean update was recommended.
See,
Steven, did you do a clean update?
I had to do a clean update because I was going through the process like a regular consumer would, and on both devices, I had to hit cleanup. If I Otherwise, it would say that it was downloading the update and it would stop. And that's as
Mhm,
much as it would do. It would never actually install it. But when I went to clean on both the Gamer and the Legends version 1.0,
mhm.
I had no problem. It was seamless. And that was the
Yeah.
instructions.
Yeah, yeah. And guys, let's kind of recap. So firmware 5.1 came out what was it? Monday evening. And then of course today they have scheduled the 5.2 firmware. So you're getting double trouble, baby. You're getting double firmwares this week from Games. as well as you get Double Trouble. You got me and this guy over here, the Tech Buzz, as well as I got a nice comparison as well. And that's the theme of the show is Double Trouble. We're going to be comparing the 1.0 and 1.1 cabinets. Got a lot of great information for you guys that I think you'll find interesting. So the first thing we're going to do now that we're leveling up our legends is let's really quickly talk about the 5.1 firmware. I did release a video, firmware update video on my YouTube channel. But producers, is there any way they can put that on the screen and we can just kind of go through 5.1 real quick?
Yeah, the highlights clip. This one, right? This is the one that they.
Uh, yep.
Yep.
So I'll take the top half here. So under highlights, guys, the new Pixelcade X features went in. This is on my video on my YouTube channel. What's really cool, guys, is whether you have an OG original Pixelcade, or the if you've pre-ordered the upcoming Pixel LED marquee, which is going to be that first party marquee sold by AtGames, all these Pixelcade X features are going to work on that marquee because whether you have the original or whether you have the upcoming BitPixel, they're both running Pixelcade software, guys. So you will definitely have the same features and functionalities, as well as we have new and expanded leaderboards. Steven, you wanna let them know about these leaderboards here?
Yeah, brand new Taito global leaderboard games added. Kiki Kaiki, I guess that's how you say it. Liquid Kids
Uh-huh.
and Lunar Rescue. I've never heard of the Kiki Kaiki game. I'm gonna have to check that out.
I'll yeah, I mean,
Or
yeah,
is
I'll
it
be
or is
honest,
it
Steven,
Kai
I have not.
Kai?
It's probably Kiki Kai Kai if I had to
Okay,
guess.
Kiki Kai Kai, but I've
Uh,
never heard of it.
yeah. So I never played that game before until I got it on the Legends here. I tell you what though, I really like Liquid Kids, and who doesn't remember Lunar Rescue?
Right.
So those are a couple of Kids guys. Give it a shot. I really enjoyed it. So, and then of course this bullet point about Farsight's Pinball Arcade, guys, that has been delayed. So that actually did not go through. And then there was an issue with Alpine Ski where if you did record a high score over 9,999, it would not save it on the leaderboards. Special shout out to YouTuber Cool Toy. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He's kind of a new YouTuber, just started making videos, not that many subscribers, but Cool Toy did discover this. He's an up and comer, Steven. He really is.
Yeah, he's a bit of an up and comer, I'd say.
We love Douglas. We love Douglas. So that was your 5.1 from Monday. Now let's take a look and see what about 5.2 and what's coming out this evening. And Stephen, if you want to take it away.
Absolutely. So we've got the Pixelcade X now has support for Taito titles as well as CoinOps X.
Hmm.
Miscellaneous, they fixed the connection issue with the Wi-Fi SID passwords. You know, I was watching this on the forums.
Oh,
People are having issues with the passwords and containing
Steve,
the spaces.
Stephen, I apologize. This is the continuation of the 5.1 notes.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, the monkeys didn't put up the right one. Hit the other
it's
one.
okay.
The third one.
Hey, monkeys, put
The
up the
third one.
right one. Let's talk
I
about
guess I
5.2.
should have read the headings, but I think we should still talk about that though because that
Yeah.
was something that people were having issues with the gamer. I saw a lot of the passwords on their networks.
Yeah, let's take that off real quick. Producers, can you put our smiling faces on here for the audience? Thanks so much.
Yes.
So AtGames discovered they had some kind of connection issue with Wi-Fi ID passwords. If your passwords had spaces in them, as well as your network names. So if your network name was my space internet, for some reason, stuff wasn't it wouldn't let you log into your Wi-Fi. But if you go in and change to your home network to let's just say my internet with no space, all of a sudden it worked. However, that stuff where it comes to having spaces in your password as well as spaces in your SSID name, that has been corrected in these 5.1 and 5.2 firmwares. So they shouldn't have this issue moving forward. Kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, that's definitely something we want to make. So it's kind of good that they did put this up because that did bring to memory that that was fixed. So that's definitely something that you all want to if you're some of those guys that don't want to update, you do want to update to that one. So now put up.
Mhm.
Oh, they already did. Okay, we're on a roll here. So take it away.
Oh, you want me to do this one?
Yeah, go
I've been
for it.
hogging this
Go ahead.
spotlight.
All right.
All right. We'll
Go
keep
ahead.
going.
Go ahead.
All right. So 5.2 guys is going to be a lighter firmware. Now we do have a bunch of new Taito leaderboard games being added. We have four of them. Check and Pop, one of my favorites, Elevator Action, Frontline, and Curry Kinton will all be added as global leaderboard games. Now, once again, the firmware release notes did say global leaderboard support added for Farsight's Pinball Arcade over Steam, but I just received word right before we went live today, guys, that has been yanked as well. They're still trying to fine tune it. If you can kind of, if the producers can take that off, we might be able to expand on this a little bit more. So obviously, when it comes to Pinball Arcade, guys, I don't know if you guys play Pinball Arcade. You'll notice that when you play Pinball Arcade on the PC, their leaderboard games and their leaderboards, which is what this is going to try and pull from, they only update those like monthly. They don't update those by the minute or by the day or by the hour or anything like that. They're updated monthly. And of course, as you guys can imagine, we have a pretty competitive environment, Steven. So folks are going to want to see their scores updated on the leaderboards that AtGames pulls from the pinball arcade software from
Mhm.
Steam. So they're trying to work out how can we get that stuff polling in a faster manner. So good news, guys, is if you do post a high score on Pinball Arcade, when this does come in sync, it's not like you're going to have to wait a month to see that updated on leaderboards. At Games is trying to get that pulled quicker, which that takes a lot of work, man. That takes
Mhm.
a lot of work. So, what do you think, Stephen, about us now? AtGames has a huge partnership with Farside Studios, and
Mhm.
we are going to try and have bowling leagues,
Mhm.
pool leagues when Brunswick Pool is released. I think it's being released this month, and then of course pinball leagues. What do you think about all this collaboration between Farside Studios and AtGames, Stephen? What do you think about this?
Well, I think it's pretty cool. I've been, a little bit more optimistic about the pinball on the Legends. I've actually been playing it more on the gamer, and so has the folks that have been coming over to my house on the weekends. They really like, and I know there's a lot of people out there in the community that really hate these tables, and they like the Leprechaun King is the only one. And
Mhm.
I was kind of in that same boat, but you know what? I got to playing this hardwired and set to like low quality, and it plays really good. There's a slight delay, not much, but we got into some competitions on there and playing it. So I'm excited. I've already seen some guys in there in the community. Nostalgia being one. I think he's the instigator. He was instigating
Yep.
people with the high scores. So I think it's good. I think it's the first arcade that we actually have some leaderboard support, and we can do some competition. So I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, one of the cool things about these firmware guys is if you do happen to run the Pinball Add-on X, where you can stream those indie pinball games to either the Legends Ultimate or to the Legends Gamer, you'll notice that with the firmware update, they automatically default you into the low or lowest streaming setting. This actually improves the streaming experience and the quality of the gameplay, as well as any kind of flipper delay or game lag. It's still going to be there, guys, because when you're streaming pinball,
Mhm.
it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. But of course, guys, don't forget, it's just one more way to play games. And that's what AtGames is trying to do, give you access, quick and easy access to play additional pinball games on their systems. Obviously, their pinball machine is going to have 22 built in games with the ability for us to play many, many more games in so many different ways.
And I want to make a
So
I
that
want to
gets,
make a special request here. And I don't know how you feel about this, but
yeah.
you remember in the Legends when we first got it almost a year ago. They came out with the firmware, and it had Steam and a few other ones built in where we just clicked on the icon Steam in the beginning, put in our password and username, and we were right into Steam. I
Yep.
miss that. I nothing against MGR, but I really miss that. And I know there was talks about possibly bringing that back. And I know there were some things that they had to go through with Steam, but what about you guys out there? Do you miss that? Do you want that back? Put it in the comments. I mean, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it on the gamer to play some of my other pinball games that I have on Steam. I think that would be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always all about, is it easy? Like if it's
Exactly.
not easy, and if I could just click on a tile
Mhm.
and it accesses Steam and boom, I'm in the BYOG Steam and I can quickly launch any of my Steam games. Yeah, I do kind of miss that versus the virtual PC, but there are also big benefits to the virtual PC as well.
Yeah, it's a
There's a whole
trade-off. It is.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can download on there, like Joy 2 Key for, if you want to customize button mapping and all that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff you could do that you can't do with just a single tile. So, pros and cons, let us know your feedback.
Absolutely.
Um,
Love to see it and
yeah,
get it on the
yeah.
AtGames. But what
Now,
let me ask you
move,
before we get on to more of this. I know we've been talking about the new
yeah.
Taito games. What Taito game have you been playing this week?
Well, obviously, Bubble Bobble.
I
I
was
love
That's
Bubble Bobble.
exactly what I've been playing. I love that game.
And it's such a fun game, and I think everybody who doesn't like it. I mean, come on.
I
It's
remember my
Bubble
brother
Bobble.
and I playing like we get up to level 130 and we're like keep going. You're telling everybody don't bump the console. Don't bump the because if you bump the console, that was it. Nintendo, if you blew in it and you managed to get it in a certain way, you'd shift it a little bit so the cartridge stayed just in there to where it worked. Because sometimes you had to blow in it 50 million times. Uh,
Yeah.
like my sister would come in, we're like, don't bump the console, and we'd be up at like level like 140, and then all of a sudden it would just flake out, and we'd just throw the controllers and be like, that's it, we're done, not playing it again. We wouldn't touch it for like weeks. Oh, it was so annoying. I wish they had like an actual save. They had a passwords, but then you lose the passwords.
Yeah.
So
You know, I would love to see some arcade. What's funny is, over the years, I've always enjoyed on YouTube. I'll like search like gaming rage videos, and a lot of times nowadays, those videos are mostly Steven just like little kids playing console games. The millennials. However, what I know us Gen Xers, we have some rage in us. I mean, and I would love to see somebody like raging at their, at games, like, oh my god, that's what Death of the Week is all about, guys. Send me a Death of the Week, send me your gamer rage. Now, let's move on. So, although we haven't had any esports competitions with the summer league event ending, and Steven and I have eagerly been waiting for more events to start to cover, we figured, what would be really cool is the new title games just came out, as well as uh, the ability that some of them are now capturing leaderboard scores, as well as we are capturing leaderboard scores for the pinball games for Leprechaun King. So I figured, you know what? Even though there wasn't a big event this weekend, we're going to show you who was best in class. All right, gamers. Even though we didn't have any leaderboard contests going on this week, let's take a look and see who was best in class in some of our recently added games to leaderboard competitions. For Leprechaun King, the streaming pinball game, Nostalgia, number one, 20 million points, absolutely crushing the competition, followed up by Scott J, 14 million, Aces Up, Nevin, and Jason Tyranny, 3.9 million. He must be cheating. Moving on to some of the new title games that have recently been added to the AtGames Legends Ultimate Ecosystem library of games, starting off with Crazy Balloons, Doc McScruffin's killing it, 17,440 points, followed up by No Quarter, A. Millsy, Crispy Bacon, and S. Bartel. And then we have Colony 7. Colony 7, number one, Vader, 4633, followed up by King Creole, Zero Cool, Meatball Saucy, and Doc McScruffins. Great job, guys. And last but not least, guys, I think it's only fair that we finally acknowledge the Asteroids Deluxe leaderboard. And I think it's about time we say congratulations, kudos, good job, well earned, Doc McScruffins for getting the number 3 score on Asteroids Deluxe. Congratulations, Doc McScruffin. And as always, congratulations to all of you who participate and play your leaderboard games on your AtGames Legends Ultimate, and now your AtGames Legends Gamer. You guys really are best in class. Way to go, Doc McScruffins, for getting number 3 on Asteroids Deluxe. We are so proud
Wait,
of you.
what?
That is the
What
most
was that?
that is the what?
What was that?
What?
You didn't even mention who was number 1 or number 2. Nothing against you, Doc McScruffins, but Glenn has been waiting weeks, if not months, because the way you take off on this show, and you didn't even mention it. It was there in black and gray, white and gray, whatever. 1 and number 2 on
Oh,
Asteroids Deluxe. What are you doing?
I felt like Doc McScruffins needed to be recognized for getting the number 3 score in Asteroids
But
Deluxe.
what about nobody cares about number 3? They care about number 1.
Congratulations, Glenn. You know we love you. It was all good
Jeez.
fun. All right, guys, let's keep moving here. So, what we should talk about now is I want to give you guys some information about the differences between the Legends Ultimate 1.0 and the 1.1. And special thanks to Alberto Chavez on our Facebook fan page. He shared this picture. Hopefully, Alberto's okay with us kind of hijacking it here. So, so Stephen, real quick, from the viewer's point of view, left or right, which one is the 1.1? Which one's the 1.0? Can anyone guess?
Oh, that's easy. The one on the right is the 1.0 and the one on the left is the 1.1
Right. How can you tell?
because of the buttons. That's a dead giveaway.
The buttons,
Because they
each
have
of
the
them
same
have six
buttons. They have the
buttons.
same buttons as the gamer. The AtGames menu button is white with the green AtGames logo in the middle. So all you have to do is look for that.
Ah, that's right, the little white button in the middle. Plus,
And the
this has got a
marquee.
couple. Yep, and this has got a couple Taito games on the kick plate. And
Yes.
something interesting about the marquee is slightly different. It doesn't have kind of that little sparkle effect that the original marquee had. I actually like the 1.1 marquee a little bit better than the 1.0
And
and
it
all that
also has
kind of
that
stuff.
silver strip between the monitor and the control deck. Do you want to kind of elaborate
Yeah,
on
so
what that since you have it,
yeah,
what's that all about?
yeah, so that silver strip, obviously, that is where the HDMI port and the 2 USB ports and the volume control are now located on the 1.1. They're connected to the base of the monitor, not to the control deck, which is really, really cool. We're going to kind of explain why. Can the producers pull up the what do we have here? We have a PDF document. Oh wait, nope, not this
Nope,
one,
not that one.
not that one,
A PDF
not that one.
document. I
Yeah, there was a PDF document that had the comparison between both of these cabinets. That's what we need.
I don't believe I don't remember getting those notes. So I don't know if I got them to the producers. So can we kind
Uh-oh.
of talk through it?
We can talk through it.
It's on the website,
Did
isn't it? I could probably pull it up. They can pull it up and they can see it on the website, right?
yeah, or on the Dropbox if you open that folder real quick, we might be able to find it. Has the appearance differences between the 1.0 and the 1.1.
All right. Well, talk about it and I'll see if I
Yeah,
can I'll see if I can
yeah,
locate it and see what we can do.
yeah. Yeah, guys. So, ooh, I actually hit the wrong thing. So, apologies, guys, as I have looked to my off-screen monitor here. So, what's interesting is on the 1.0, all the input ports, the volume button, the channel button, were on the control panel, and there were obviously no pinball buttons. Now, with the version 1.1, they've removed the little notches on the top because the control deck was shaped like it had the little notches and then it would go out and around. And now the control deck is a pure rectangle. And of course, the pinball buttons have been added to the side. The HDMI and USB ports have been moved away from the control deck and onto connected to the monitor themselves. And then, of course, the standard version doesn't include the pinball kit. But if you get the special, kind of like the special edition version from Sam's Club, it does come with the pinball kit, even though the pinball kit can be sold separately. Now, what's really interesting, guys, is this can be used as a standalone controller. The version 1.1, you can actually take that out, and as long as it has a USB for power, you could actually use that as a standalone controller and pair it with your Legends core as well as with your PC. So you could use it as a fight stick when you're playing online PC games. And also, too, it will connect to other devices, which we'll show you here shortly. Now, when it comes to were they able to find it yet, Steven?
Oh, we're working on it. We're working on it.
All right. All right. I really definitely wanted them to see the visuals, 'cause especially when we get to the bottom half here, because this has actually got some really good news for you guys about this design,
Are you
especially if you're a new member of the community.
are you sure you want them to see it?
Yeah, of course.
Are you sure? Because it
Yes,
I
I'm
don't
ready.
I don't
Let's do it.
I don't know if you want them to see it.
Yes, I do. Pull it up.
Oh, because I thought it said
All right.
"Dub sucks" on it.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, but it was actually the ALU.
All
Sorry,
right. All right. So here we go, guys. So that whole top section is what I just read off to you. So there's
but
your differences right
they
there.
might want to see it.
Yep.
Let me see if I
So
can
just
zoom
to
in.
yeah, there we go. So as you can see here, there's some of your main differences for the control decks. Everything that I just covered. Now let's kind of yeah, and let's keep it right here. Let's not scroll down any further. So looking at the control panel compatibility, obviously your version 1 is not compatible with the Legends Gamer. However, if we move slightly to the right, obviously your version 1.1 is compatible with the Legends Gamer arcade fight stick and with the pinball kit.
Can I
So
stop you
what's
right
nice
there real
about
quick? I just
yeah,
noticed
go ahead.
something.
What's up?
Since you have the 1.1 and the 1.0, is the spinners gold on the new 1.1 and they're silver on the 1.0?
No, nope, they're both silver.
So it's
I
just
think
a
that was
picture.
yeah, I think it's just a picture,
Okay.
concept art, what have you.
Okay.
Okay, let's move down to the next one here. So obviously this is your input output ports. Now, the HDMI and USB ports were built in with the control panel and could not be separated from the version 1.0 cabinet. But when we look at the new cabinet on the right, they did keep only one HDMI port, which I know some folks said, well, hey, wait a minute, we lost an HDMI port. But honestly, guys, you were only using one port at a time. And of course, you could use an HDMI hub, guys, in order or switcher in order
Yeah,
to
let's
play
put some
multiple
more
devices.
things on your arcade and let it hang off the side of it so somebody else could pull it out. That sounds like a wonderful idea.
All right, now go back up a little bit more to that PCB board and move to the left. That way, we
M-
can get that scroll.
This?
Yeah, go to the left. Yep, keep going to the left. Okay, go down. Now, guys, this is very important and very exciting. Scroll down where it says PCB board. Do you have that on your screen right there? Okay, right there. Perfect. That little white box. So the PCB board, it does say version 1. Now, guys, this is actually a design improvement. The version 1 cabinet had 6 boards. You had the main board, your switching board, your scaler board, your volume board, your power board, and all that kind of stuff. You had boards all over this thing throughout the device. Everywhere you looked, there was a motherboard. Now, if we move to the right and look at the version 1.1 cabinet, this is actually really good news that I wanted to share with some folks to help alleviate some concerns is out of those 6 boards, 3 of those have been combined into a single board. That's right. Your main PCB board, your switching board, as well as your scaler board are now a single board, guys. It's not like you have a separate scaler board, a separate motherboard. You know, the scaler board originally was behind the monitor. And then of course the main motherboard was in the control deck. Well, guys, right now in the version 1.1 cabinet, there is no main motherboard in the control deck. The main motherboard is mounted behind the monitor and it does have the scaler board built into it. Now, what's really cool about this is the scaler board, the motherboard, the switching board have all been combined into a single motherboard, and it's connected to the monitor via an LVDS pin connector. So, what this is actually going to do is this is going to provide longer and better stability for those particular units inside the arcade cabinet. Stephen, as you recall, we have seen reports, we've talked about it on this show, where some folks were having issues with those separate scaler boards.
Yep.
In my opinion, this is a huge engineering and design improvement that is going to help eliminate us seeing that kind of posts and that kind of, customer
I
issue.
disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree. I think this is a
Why
design flaw
why is that? Tell me why.
because I can't capture gameplay with the 1.1.
That is the trade-off, guys, is now that the motherboard is connected to the monitor via an LVDS connector,
Epic
you're
fail.
not able you're not able to use an HDMI splitter to split the signal and obviously capture the footage, using like OBS, Wirecast, or Streamlabs, or things like that. However, keep in mind, guys, AtGames is continuing to expand their built-in streaming services on the cabinet for you to stream directly from the cabinet. Now, in my opinion, Stephen, if they want this to be a success, if they want people to use the built-in streaming feature, we need we need some kind of sound mixer. We need some kind of ability to add a camera and things like that. You know
Eh.
what I mean? What is that called, Steven? You know those 3 initials. You've been
I was
asking
just
for it
gonna
forever.
say I was just gonna say I have the solution and it's 3 letters.
Yep,
NDI. Period.
yep.
That would solve all this problem. And all kidding aside, all joking aside, I've been after them for a couple months to get this implemented. So if you guys would like to see that as well, get it on their radar, put it in there. NDI, for those that don't know, is network device interface. It allows you to bring in devices over the networks, like PDub was saying, cameras, microphones, capture cards, anything from other devices that are on a computer on your network. It opens up a whole new world. Like I can connect anything in my studio via NDI with just a network connection. So, not to get all geeky and techie with you, but this
No, it's
cabinet
okay.
could be the first of its kind, P Dubs, to have NDI.
That would be really cool. And honestly, I don't know how big of an issue this is going to be for you guys. Let us know in the comments below. We would appreciate it, and I'm sure At Games would appreciate your honest feedback as well. It does seem like this is more of a thing for, true like hardcore streamers, YouTubers, content creators who love to be able to capture footage and display it for you guys in a very professional looking
Even
setting.
tutorials.
Right, even tutorials and things. But for the average user, Steven, who, when I look at the people who stream on our Facebook fan page, they usually just stream from the cabinet
Sure.
directly using the cabinet software. So I think the casual owner, this is not a big deal to them.
Probably not.
I think this is more of a thing for if you really are a hardcore content creator, you're not gonna unless we can find an LVDS to HDMI board that's compatible, you're really not gonna be able to
There
figure
are
to
ones.
do it. Yeah.
I just don't feel like testing them and blowing up my machine.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like you said, I'm probably the minority that wants this, but the way I look at it is if they're going to build a feature and name it after me, the jukebox, the least you could do is give me something that I want. It's what's the
Oh,
saying? What's the legend saying? It's better to have options than not.
right.
So
Yeah,
NDI, it's better to have options than not.
yeah, yeah. Well, I honestly feel that for the casual owner and from a design perspective, I think they made the right move by going from 6 motherboards to 3. Um, you know what I mean?
Yeah, put all your
Uh,
eggs in one basket. If one goes down, they all go down. Sounds good to me.
oh, come on, Steven, think positive. Be
I'm positive.
positive.
I am positive. I'd
Um,
have to get my hands on it to try it, but yeah, less is
right,
more sometimes. So let's
right.
talk about this build quality here.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Do we got more?
We do have more.
So the side panel, there was no notch for the pinball buttons on the version 1 cabinet, but obviously there is a notch for the pinball buttons on the version 2 cabinet. So that way you can get
Ooh.
your pinball
Ah.
buttons mounted. And then, of course, the panel art on the version 1 was pre-coded, pre-installed, and now on the version 1.1, you do have the ability where they are going to be selling swappable panel art. Assembly time takes 15 minutes on version 1, took about 35 minutes on version 1.1. I would agree with that. It did take me about a half hour to assemble the version 1.1. versus the version 1. Yeah, it took me, yeah, maybe what, 15 minutes?
Well,
15, 20
you
minutes?
know why it took you so long?
Why?
Because I heard that you were running around the house looking for a left-handed screwdriver.
That's so funny.
Hey,
Yep, I am a lefty.
when he
I
found out
am a
that they don't
lefty.
make such a thing, he was running around
Yep.
lost for hours.
Now, guys, let's talk real quick about the Legends gamers. So, special shout out from our community to Jacob Ford. I think we might even have a picture
I
we
believe we
can throw
do.
up here. So, Jacob Ford did connect his Legends gamer via Bluetooth to his NVIDIA Shield. And here's his feedback. Tested out the Legends Gamer with my NVIDIA Shield and Retro X. Played fantastic. No noticeable lag. Felt responsive. Bluetooth connected without a problem. Woohoo! So there you go, guys. If you have a NVIDIA Shield device and are looking for an arcade controller for it, you can use your Legends Gamer, guys. That's right. I mean, once you turn it on, if the core is not turned on, you can, the Bluetooth, the blue lights start blinking, and you can Bluetooth connect it to a NVIDIA Shield or your gaming PC.
Ha-
Now,
Have you tried it with
go ahead.
Xbox or Xbox One or PlayStation 4? Have you tried it yet?
I've I've just started testing. I don't have the results for that yet. What I can tell you
Okay.
is I did try to Bluetooth connect it to the Amazon 4K Fire Stick, and the Amazon 4K Fire Stick could not detect it as a Bluetooth controller like how it does your AtGames cabinet, because
Mm.
it'll detect the cabinet but not the gamer. So I did report that to AtGames, Steven, and I'm hoping that they've been really busy with these firmwares. I'm hoping that they can get that added to the list as well, because there's some games on the Amazon Fire Stick that you can have access to, and it'd be fun to use that as a controller.
Yeah, for extra
So,
people. So
yep,
we have what here? We have I guess the Legends in the Wild, if you will. This is something
yeah,
that where everybody has found
yeah. Why don't you take
the
this one? Why don't you?
legends.
I've been talking all show. This is the Legend Spotting Contest.
Right. So as you guys are seeing, that map is slowly turning more and more green. So AtGames started a competition
Yeah.
to with 10K in prizes where they could find the he's peering out. You're not getting the prizes. You're not eligible. So what they're doing is they want you to spot the legend, whether it's at Sam's Club or Walmart. Send in a pic, put it on their main page there or
Wait,
the
wait!
fan
I
page.
see one. There's one in Delaware right now, Steven.
You better get
Turn
there.
Delaware green. Turn Delaware green.
Okay.
It's an Elephant Butt, Delaware, and that is the name of a real city in Delaware. It's Elephant Butt. So if you don't believe me, Google it. But
That's
yeah,
what
guys.
that's why he has a writer and I don't. His
Do not
jokes
have
just
a
aren't
writer.
funny. They're just not
I do
funny.
not have a I do not have a writer. Oh my goodness. Okay,
He
guys.
has a
So
writer right there.
all
Hey, you can
right,
get
guys.
this right now on sale. Hit me up. It's a page of PDubs corny jokes. Happy to sell it to you. I'll give you a heck of a deal. Just PM me on Facebook. We'll take care of you.
All right, guys. Now, do us a favor, though. Make sure you subscribe to the hosts. Make sure you leave comments, feedback below. A little bit of a lighter week this week. We got 3 episodes left. I'm hoping we can end the season with a bang. Doing what I can for you. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. You know what I'm talking about. Also, I'm hearing rumors that there might be more information about an upcoming Legends product possibly being released by the end of this week, if all goes well. Now, if that doesn't happen, don't panic. It's
But
all just speculation.
what you can do is
Yep.
you could start sending in your streamed gameplay. Video must be 60 seconds or less in an MP4 format. The subject should say, I beat P-Dubs in this game, I killed P-Dubs in that game, and the high score, I blew him out of the water. You can send an email to legendcentertv@gmail.com or P-Dubs' phone number. That will be in the show notes below.
Wonderful.
You're welcome.
Wonderful. All right, guys, do us a favor. You guys are legendary viewers. We appreciate you. Make sure you guys keep it
Legendary.
ultimate.
Keep it ultimate?
Hey, man, I'm trying to come up with
That's the
something.
best you no, oh my goodness.
Well, you
They're
said I
they're
can't
they're
say
gonna yank they're not even gonna give us a second season.
keep it ultimate.
Oh my goodness gracious. Get him out
Oh,
of here. Let's get
yeah.
him